If you're watching this, take a second to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep sharing important stories that could make a real difference in someone's life, maybe even your own. This morning, a 72-year-old man passed away quietly in his home. No illness, no hospital stay, no warnings. He simply started his day with a few routines he thought were harmless. Habits he had followed for years. But over time, those little choices added up, slowly wearing down the body that once carried him through decades of living. His name was Robert. He was a retired mechanic, a grandfather of 4, and the kind of man who never liked to complain. He always said, "I'm fine," even when he wasn't. And maybe that's the problem, because after 70, the body doesn't always shout, it whispers, and if we're not paying attention, we might miss what it's trying to tell us. The truth is, mornings carry more weight than we realize. What you do, or don't do, in the first few minutes after waking up can quietly shape your health, your energy, even your safety. Today, we're walking through 5 common morning mistakes that too many older adults make without knowing. Mistakes that have been linked to heart strain, sudden falls, strokes, or long-term decline. But the good news is, every single one of them is preventable. So stay with me, because even changing just one habit could help you stay longer, stronger, for yourself and for the people who love you. Let's begin. Mistake number 1: skipping hydration after waking up. One of the most dangerous things you can do in the morning, without even realizing it, is forget to drink water. After a full night's rest, your body wakes up slightly dehydrated. Your blood becomes a little thicker. Your organs work harder, and your heart has to pump through all of it, without much help. For someone in their 70s or beyond, that's no small thing. Your kidneys aren't what they used to be. Your cardiovascular system doesn't bounce back like it once did. That one glass of water you skip, it might quietly raise your risk of a stroke, a heart attack, or a dizzy fall that sends you to the ER. Let me tell you about Carl, 75. Every morning, like clockwork, he'd head straight for his coffee pot. No water, just a strong cup of black coffee and a quiet moment in his favorite chair. But one morning, Carl stood up too fast and collapsed. His family thought it was the caffeine, but the doctor said it wasn't the coffee. It was the dehydration. Carl's blood pressure had dipped. His heart was working harder than it should have. And that morning, his body couldn't compensate. The solution? Simple. A glass of plain water within 10 to 15 minutes of waking up. Nothing fancy, just water. It helps restore fluid balance, protects your heart, and even helps your medication absorb better. If water isn't part of your morning yet, maybe today is the day to change that. And if you're still watching this, drop a number 1 in the comments to let us know you're here and paying attention. It might just inspire someone else to start their morning with a glass of water, too. Mistake number 2: getting out of bed too quickly. It seems harmless. You wake up, swing your legs over the side of the bed, and stand up. No big deal, right? But after 70, this simple act can turn into a serious risk. During sleep, your blood pressure drops, your circulation slows, and when you suddenly stand, your body may not have enough time to catch up. That wave of dizziness, that brief blackout, it's not just getting older, it's your body struggling to stabilize. Let's talk about Raymond. He was 78, healthy, independent, sharp. Every morning, he'd sit up and stand within seconds. For years, it was fine. Until one morning, it wasn't. He stood, lost his balance, and hit his head on the corner of the dresser. 2 nights in the hospital. Not because he was sick, but because of something called orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when standing. Totally preventable. The fix? Take your time, sit up slowly, dangle your legs off the bed, place your hands on your thighs, take a few deep breaths. It could be the difference between a calm morning and a 911 call. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. If you've ever felt lightheaded in the morning or brushed it off as nothing, don't ignore it. Your body is trying to tell you something. Still with us? Comment "Matu" below if you've ever felt that woozy moment getting out of bed. Let's help more people see that slow and steady in the morning might just keep you standing strong for years to come. Mistake number 3. Ignoring early signs of chest discomfort or shortness of breath. There's a quiet danger that creeps into many mornings, and it begins with a whisper from your own body, a slight pressure in your chest, a strange tightness when you reach for the cereal, a little breathlessness just walking down the hallway. At 40, we brush it off. At 50, we call it a bad night's sleep. But after 70, these signals could be your lifeline. Take Martin, 73, a retired teacher who prided himself on his independence. One morning, he noticed a dull weight in his chest. Not pain, just an odd tightness. He made toast, poured tea, and told himself it would pass. An hour later, he was struggling to breathe. By the time emergency services arrived, Martin was slipping into cardiac distress. He survived, but just barely. The doctors said what too many hear too late. If only someone had called earlier. See, mornings put unique strain on your heart. Your blood is thicker, your pressure rising, your body transitioning from rest to action. It's the time when most heart attacks occur, not because you're unwell, but because your body's signals are ignored. So, here's your wake-up call. If you ever feel tightness in your chest, discomfort in your arms, or find yourself winded for no clear reason, stop, sit, breathe. And if it doesn't go away fast, call for help. It's not overreacting. It's protecting the life you've built. Have you ever experienced something like this, or know someone who has? Comment number 3 below if this message hits close to home. You might just help someone else take the warning signs seriously before it's too late. Mistake number 4. Taking medications on an empty stomach without checking. It's a ritual for many older adults. Wake up, reach for the pill organizer, take your morning meds, and move on with your day. Seems simple enough, but what if that harmless habit is silently putting your health at risk? Not all medications play nicely with an empty stomach. In fact, for some pills, especially those for blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid issues, or pain, taking them without food can lead to dizziness, nausea, or even dangerous drops in blood pressure. Let's talk about Helen. Every morning, she'd take her medication right after waking, then sip her coffee while watching the news. Breakfast? That could wait. Over time, she began experiencing faint spells around 9 a.m. One morning, she blacked out while brushing her teeth and fractured her wrist in the fall. At the hospital, the doctors traced the problem to a simple routine: medication on an empty stomach. Her blood pressure was dipping too fast, too early, and her body couldn't keep up. The truth is, what worked for you at 60 may not work the same way at 75. Your digestion slows, your sensitivity increases, and small changes can bring big consequences. That's why it's essential to know how your medications interact with food. Even a slice of toast, half a banana, or a handful of crackers might make a world of difference. And if any of your meds require an empty stomach, you still need to sit, rest, and monitor how you feel before rushing into your day. Have you ever felt lightheaded after taking your meds? Or do you skip breakfast without a second thought? Comment number 4 if this part made you pause, because a little awareness might just keep you safer tomorrow morning. Mistake number 5. Skipping a proper breakfast or relying only on caffeine. We've all done it. Wake up, pour a hot cup of coffee, and call it a morning. No appetite, no time, just not in the mood for food. That might have been fine at 40, but after 70, skipping breakfast is no longer harmless. Your body becomes more sensitive to drops in blood sugar. Your muscles need fuel to stay strong. And your brain? It needs steady nutrition to stay clear, focused, and calm. Let me introduce you to Marjorie, 76. She loved her quiet mornings, coffee in hand, reading the paper in her garden. She'd nibble on a cookie if anything, but rarely sat down for a real meal. Over time, her energy dipped. Her steps grew uncertain. She once tripped on her porch steps, just a stumble, but it shook her confidence. At her next checkup, her doctor noticed muscle loss, low vitamin levels, and signs of blood sugar imbalance. It wasn't illness. It was a slow burn from underfueling her body every single morning. Caffeine might give a false sense of alertness. It can wake you up, lift your mood, but without real nutrients behind it, that boost fades fast. Worse, it can mask fatigue, heighten anxiety, and leave your balance compromised. And if you take medication, an empty stomach can magnify side effects. A proper breakfast doesn't need to be a feast. Think, a boiled egg, a slice of whole grain toast, some fruit and yogurt. What matters is protein, fiber, and a little healthy fat to keep your body stable through the morning. Is your current morning routine mostly coffee and nothing else? Comment number 5 if you're rethinking that now. It's never too late to give your body what it needs to start the day strong. Growing older is not about fading. It's about fine-tuning. A small shift here, a better habit there, and suddenly, life feels lighter, steadier, more vibrant. Remember Carl, Raymond, Glenn, and Marjorie? They didn't need miracle cures or strict diets. They simply stopped ignoring the signs. They started listening to their bodies, gently, consistently, and the rewards were real. Clearer minds, stronger steps, calmer hearts. You don't have to do everything overnight. Just begin. Begin with one change. Maybe it's adding a protein-rich breakfast, or choosing a walk over the couch, or simply drinking more water. Because health, at any age, isn't built in leaps. It's built in layers. And if you're still watching, I know something about you. You care. Not just about living longer, but living better. You're already taking that first step, right now. So keep going. Share your thoughts in the comments. What habit are you ready to change? What lesson from today spoke to you most? And if this video helped, or if you know someone who needs to hear it, share it. It might be the nudge they need. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to Life in Words. We're here every week, walking beside you with stories, science, and support. You're not alone in this journey. Here's to wiser choices, stronger days, and a life that still surprises you.